Hello everyone, my name is Ian, you're watching Big Rock Moto, and thank you so much for tuning in today. Here's what we're going to do in today's video. I've owned this 2017 Beta 500 RRS dual sport bike for the past year, and I get a lot of questions about what kind of luggage I use, what kind of protection parts I use, what accessories and modifications do I like to do for a dual sport bike like this. So we're going to talk through those today very briefly. I'm also going to show you some of my favorite dirt bike and dual sport riding gear that I like to use, because I get a lot of questions about that. Now I have a full review, a separate long-term ownership review, as well as a first ride video for this Beta 500 RRS. And in short, I really love this motorcycle and I don't have hardly anything bad to say about it. So if you want to check out those videos, I'll link those in the description below. But with that, let's go ahead and just quickly talk through some of the setup I've done with this bike. Let's start with protection first. So for the handguards, I went to Rocky Mountain and I got their Tusk handguards. They're the D-Flex handguards, but I'm using the MX shields. They make a color that kind of matches this bike really well, this red color. The MX shield is a little less coverage than the D-Flex Pro shields, and I just like the way they look on this more slim dual sport bike. They're very affordably priced. They clamp onto the handlebars. They're kind of a universal dirt bike handguard. I've been using Tusk handguards for probably over 10 years on many different bikes. Never had an issue, and I can definitely endorse that product. In terms of some of the other protection that I have, there's a skid plate. The skid plate is from Uptight Racing, and I don't know if that's still sold anymore or where that came from. I bought this bike used, but I will link below some other skid plates that I'd recommend if you have a motorcycle like this. There's a lot of good skid plate choices out there, and actually if I was doing this again, I'd probably put on a heavy-duty plastic skid plate just because I find they're a little less noisy. You don't hear as much engine noise from it and rocks kicking up and things like that. So I might go with the plastic one. Why don't we talk about luggage really fast? So I'm the type of dual sport rider or dirt rider who doesn't like to wear a really heavy backpack. I will wear hydration on my back, but I don't like to carry tools and things with all that weight on my shoulders. So on this bike, I've been using the Tusk Traverse dual sport saddlebags, and I really like these bags, and here's why. They have two different zipper compartments on each side, so they're very easy to get in and out of to get your snacks or your tools. They also allow for a lot of organization. They mount to just about any dirt bike or dual sport with this mounting system, these straps here in the back that kind of go across, and then they have these front straps. Now, it is a Tusk product, it is a value price product, so I will say that some of the quality of the straps and buckles and zippers is not what you're going to get from like Moto or Giant Loop, but it's a good functional product and I've had no issues with them, but I don't think it's like a 10-year long product, you know, like some of those other companies might be. So I'm just being brutally honest here, but I really do like them, and I am choosing to use these over those other products, which I also own, just because of the convenience of getting in and out of these. And if I beat them up, they're only $100, so again, really like these bags. One protection item I forgot, which I want to go back to, is if you look here, I'll put a video here on the rear disc. So the rear disc is very vulnerable because it's low to like hitting rocks and logs and things like that. So I put on a Tusk rear disc protector, which kind of mounts on with the caliper and the axle down there and provides a nice protection for that rear disc. They also have different color options so you can make it look really cool and blingy on your bike. And that was very affordable, very good quality product, and I definitely recommend that. Let's talk about the controls a little bit. I'm using these kind of pillow top grips. I think they're from Renthal, but I'll put the link here below. There's also some other grips that I like the Pro Grip gel grips. I'm using the Double Take Adventure mirrors. So here's a tip on that. I don't like the Enduro mirrors or the small circular mirrors with the small arms, and make sure that when you get this kit that you order the Adventure kit, because if you get some of the dual sport kits, they come with the shorter ram arms, and I have a ton of ram modular accessories because I use it on all my business. But I like the longer ram arms with the Adventure mirrors. Really good view behind you, no vibration. You can fold them out of the way just like that, and no complaints. They work really well. Let's talk about the steering damper. So it's a damper, not a dampener. We're not making it wet. We're trying to damp motion. A lot of people get that word wrong. You also might call it a steering stabilizer. So on this bike, I have a Fastway Pro Moto Billet steering stabilizer. It's an amazing unit with separate circuits for high and low speed damping. But actually, I didn't put this on. The previous owner did. I really do like it, and I've chosen to keep it on. It's great. If I was personally buying a steering damper, if I didn't have one, I would go ahead and go with the Scott. So I'll put both options below. I've just really come to trust the Scott's steering dampers over many years of using them. But I definitely recommend a steering damper for your dual sport bike if you're going to be riding aggressively at higher speeds or through rocks. I just recommend it, period, because when you're going through rocks, you hit something, the wheel won't deflect like this. It helps in sand. It just improves the safety and the comfort, and highly recommend to get that. Let's talk about one item related to comfort. So I have the matching colors here. The red's kind of faded, but this is a Seat Concepts comfort seat, and it even has the little storage pouch up here, which the Betas come with. They make this in different widths and different colors. I'd recommend probably going with the XL, a little bit wider Seat Concept seat, although your reach to the ground will be taller if you do that. I found this one to be pretty comfortable once it breaks in. This is the standard Seat Concept seat, and they make these for all different dual sport and adventure bikes, so that's a huge improvement in the comfort. Let's talk about the electrical system for a minute. So underneath here, which I'm not showing, I'm using a Hjc lithium battery. Now there's a few choices for lithium batteries. The reason I recommend lithium is because they don't drain over time. They tend to have a lot of cranking power, a lot of power if you accidentally leave a headlight on. They're also lighter weight, and they're no maintenance, and they last a long time. So there's Hjc, there's the anti-gravity, Tusk has their own lithium battery. They're all good, and I'd recommend swapping out, if you have a lead acid battery, going to a lithium battery, and I'll put those links here below. Another item in the electrical department is going to be on the front of the bike. I'm using a Baja Design Squadron headlight. I think this is a slightly older version. They have newer, more powerful ones now. Just to warn you, they're not cheap, but they put out a ton of light, and they're worth it. If you're ever going to be out on a trail or even out on a highway after dark, the stock headlights that come on these dual sport bikes, whether it's a Beta, a KTM, whatever it is, they're not bright enough. They're not even safe, in my opinion. So Baja Designs is one good option. There's other good options out there, but I'll link below to the Baja Designs. They're obviously race tested. They're a very, a proven product, and something that I can definitely recommend. One other small thing I wanted to mention is up here I have a battery tender voltmeter. It's a combination voltmeter and USB charger. So it has two USB ports, and it has a built-in voltmeter you can turn off and on to monitor your voltage. It's a very cheap little accessory which can be very, very useful if your phone battery starts to die and you need to plug in a USB cable. Just remember to carry that USB cable with you, or you can wrap it around the handlebar if you want, so that you can charge your phone out on your adventure. Let's talk about some of the riding gear that I like to use when riding this Beta, or any dual sport bike for that matter. I get a lot of questions. So a couple helmets that I like to use. This is the Fox V1 Motocross dirt helmet. So you obviously use it with goggles. If you want the most ventilation for riding in hot weather, the most open feeling, then use a traditional dirt bike helmet. If I'm doing a ride where there's going to be quite a bit of highway involved, then I do like the versatility of a dual sport helmet. And because I tend to beat up my helmets when I do dual sport riding, I use this more affordable Hjc Dsx1 helmet. There's other options like the Bell and other brands. I don't typically wear the Cryos Pro, my $700 dual sport helmet, when I'm on this bike, unless I need to capture film or something like that. And the trick is you can use the quick straps. You see I'm using the goggle quick straps. What this allows you to do on either helmet is wrap the goggles around the back of the helmet like I have here when you're not using them, and quickly attach them without fumbling with the strap. Quick straps are awesome. I've been using them for, I don't know, 10, 15 years, however long I've been doing this, and I really recommend those. So those are a couple good helmet options for you. All right, let's talk about some of the other riding kit that I wear. Now, I change up my kit a lot. I have a lot of different stuff in the garage because I'm spoiled, frankly, and I get a lot of stuff. But for dual sport riding, if I'm not wearing an adventure suit, so if it's hotter weather, if I'm riding at slower speeds, I like to wear dual sport or dirt bike gear. MSR makes a really good line of different jerseys and dual sport pants like this that are affordable, durable, and come in a lot of different colors. So MSR, I believe Rocky Mountain owns that company now. I'm not sure, but I think they do. So they have a lot of really good products. So I'll link to these below. Different colors, different options there for ventilation or not ventilated. For upper body armor, I like to use this Moose Racing This is one of the more affordable upper body armor suits. So it's like a pressure suit. So it's got elbow, back, chest armor, and provides really good protection under your riding jersey. So I really, really like that. For knee protection and shin protection, I'm a big fan of these Liat dual axis knee guards. So these are one step above like a cheap knee guard, which we've all used, but they're one step below like a full-on knee brace, which gets very, very expensive. So you can see how these rotate like this and conform. They provide really good protection for your shins and your knees. They're pretty affordable, so I definitely highly recommend these. All right, so let's talk about how do you protect your legs and your feet. So, you know, I've kind of beat this, you know, like a dead horse in the past, and I've shown these on my channel before. But I've tried different motocross boots. I've tried Garnier's, I've tried Alpenstars. They're all good. I like a lot of the brands, but I always come back to the City Crossfires as my favorite off-road boot. And the reason is they have this flexing ankle here, this hinge. They're not too, they have a narrow profile so you can use your brake and shifter pretty easily. The buckles and everything is constructed in a modular way, so you can replace pieces with screws. Also, the soles have a City SRS, or sole replacement system. So you unscrew the sole and you can replace it in a couple minutes at home without having to go to you know, a boot cobbler or whatever they call those nowadays. Make sure you visit the haberdashery too when you do that to get your hat. Anyway, these boots are incredible. I've been using Crossfires way back since the original Crossfires. I finally retired my pair, which was almost 20 years old. They were still working just fine, but I decided to just get Crossfire 3s because they were the newest thing and I just wanted new boots. They're not cheap, but they last forever and they provide incredible protection, mobility, and comfort. And I just cannot recommend these things enough. Buy once, cry once is my motto when it comes to good riding gear like this. So there's probably a lot of stuff I missed. I also didn't talk about the gas tank here, which honestly, I don't know if it's an IMS or a Clark tank. I don't even know if they make it anymore, but it's a 4-gallon tank for the Beta. I love the 4-gallon capacity. It gives you a nice, good range versus like a smaller 3-gallon tank. So I think this video is getting too long, so I really should leave it at that. Any questions, comments, things I missed, other questions you have about different gear, please put that in the description, in the comments below, and I will answer your questions. Please support the channel and support the bike reviews that I'm doing. Buy your gear at Rocky Mountain or Revzilla or Amazon using the links below in my description. So just click those links and then do your shopping for any products that you want, and I'll get a small commission that helps support content creation on this channel. It's an easy thing to do. It doesn't cost you anything. So thank you so much for watching. Please ride safe, and we'll see you out there. I forgot how much fun these bikes are. Let's hit some bumps on purpose. Whoa, okay, these are not knobby tires. I have to remember that. I forgot how